Hi guys, Beneath the Glitter. The first day I got it, I read the first chapter straight away, but I expected it to be fluffy, which it is. It is very fluffy, it's very girly and very cheesy, but it's like good cheese. So I read the first chapter anyway. I was in a bit of a rush, so I put it down and I said to myself that I'd read it that night. So I came home, I was excited to get in bed, got my hot water bottle, sat down to read chapter 2, and I ended up staying up till 4:30 in the morning to finish it. It had me gripped. It was kind of like, it wasn't what I expected in the fact that it had a lot more substance than I thought it was going to have. There was a lot more story and it was a lot funnier than I thought. I know the girls are generally funny and quirky and cute, but I didn't expect them to be able to get that across so well in the book. It's loosely based on their own lives, which really comes across, and that's why I think probably it made me enjoy it a lot more, because obviously when you watch the girls' videos, both Elle and Blair, we've seen room tours, we've seen every inch of their apartment basically. At the time when this was written, they were living together, so basically they based it on their own apartment in LA, so it's really easy to imagine. And to be honest though, they did that with all the characters, even the ones that we don't know. I had a clear picture of every single character in my head. The only one I had a bit of trouble with was Whitney, because she's a really out there character. She's a pop star in LA that they bump into at a photo shoot, and the way they describe her is quite wild and in your face. So I had in my head a picture of Lady Gaga, like the telephone video Lady Gaga, like when she's in prison at the beginning, Coke cans in her hair and stuff like that. But I really love Lady Gaga, and she's kind of a nasty character in the book, so it was kind of hard. I didn't feel like they described her face enough for me personally. Other people might disagree, but every single other character I had a clear picture in my mind of each of them. And I have to say that I loved all of the characters. I loved the baddies, I loved the good guys, I loved the friends, and I think that all really helped with the believability of the story, because I've seen a few other reviews and people say, you know, it's not very believable, they're bumping into people left, right and centre, but actually I found that it was quite believable because I believed in the characters. And yeah, you've got to stretch your imagination a little bit, but there wouldn't be a story if that didn't happen. One thing I didn't like about this is that it ends with a cliffhanger. Now, I know a lot of people will disagree with me on that one because, you know, it adds to the enjoyment of the story, but I know that I would have gone mad. I'm really lucky that I only got this recently, because obviously they've just brought out their second book, which is Where Beauty Lies. So I can just go straight on to the sequel. I don't really have to wait. But if I'd have got this when it came out and then I had to wait like a year to find out what happens, I would have been so annoyed. Oh, I can't stand a cliffhanger. I mean, by all means leave it open to a sequel, because that's obviously what they were doing. But I think they should have wrapped up the main plot and then leave other aspects open so it can be another adventure next time. But for me, I felt like I read this whole story leading up to what happens, and then they didn't tell me at the end. So yeah, it opens with a scene from the end, and I really just wanted to know what happened. And don't get me wrong, they do tell you things like that you don't know in the beginning. I haven't just spoiled the book for you. They do tell you at the end like a bit more, they give you more clues, and you've got an idea in your head of what's going on, and there are a few twists, but they don't really answer all of your questions that you've got at the beginning. Some people will like that, I personally don't. I would rather the book be double the length and find out what happened. It is very girly. It's actually written for young adults, but I still really love this. But I am very girly. I love a bit of cheese, love a bit of romance, and I thought it was very funny. You can really hear the voices of the girls when they're speaking in here, because obviously they're based on themselves. So Sophia is based on Elle and Ava is based on Blair. and it would be really interesting to know who had input into what character. Like, I think they used their own voices. Like, I think Elle wrote the lines for Sophia and Blair wrote the lines for Ava, but I think in the descriptions, like when Sophia's being described, it, in my head, it really sounds like Blair's voice that is saying it, and vice versa for Elle and Ava. I'm getting mixed up with all my names now. But yeah, it would be interesting to know or find out from the girls. If anyone's seen an interview or anything, maybe you could let me know in the comments section how much input they did have into each other's character. I read a little excerpt of Where the Beauty Lies, and it said something about they're going to have a reality show in the second book, Ava and Sophia that is, and I think it would be really interesting for Blair and Elle to have a reality show. I would be really interested in seeing their lives, but then again, would we be interested in watching their videos if they did that, because we'd already know everything. I don't want to give away too much of the story, but it's basically about their lives. There's 2 love triangles, which it's a bit much, but I loved it. There's a lot of fashion in it. They describe everyone's outfits in detail. If you like fashion, you'll like this. And if you just like a really easy, girly read, that's what it was for me. It was an easy read. It was fun to read. It wasn't heavy going. It'd be really good for a holiday, I think. If you were going on holiday, this is a great one to read on the beach. You know, you can dip in and out of it, although I couldn't stop myself from reading all the way to the end, but I just had to know what happened at the end, and then they never told me because it was a cliffhanger. But I've already ordered the next one, so maybe I'll do a little review of that one when I get it as well. As always, leave me any requests for videos in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'm going to be doing some makeup tutorials coming up. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do one Halloween one for definite I've got in my mind. If you've got any specific Halloween ones you want to see, just let me know. You can follow me on Twitter at frostedplanet. You can follow my blog, which is frostedplanet.blogspot.com. I'm on Blog Lovin', and you can leave me requests in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!